How are you?
Coach Jeff Lebo, the head basketball coach of the ECU basketball Pirates. And we were just talking about Jeff Hoffman and his going ninth round. How about that?
How about that? Unbelievable.
Yeah. What round did you get drafted in?
I did no round. No round.
You didn't get drafted?
Nah, you know, in basketball, there's only 2 rounds.
Is that right?
That's it. And
I can't believe you didn't get drafted.
two rounds. There's only 60 guys in the world that
No
get drafted
kidding.
in basketball. And then the first round in basketball is the only one that's guaranteed. So second round's not even guaranteed in basketball. So 32 they get drafted.
Were tryouts the same though back when you played as they are now? Did you try out with someone?
Yeah, I did. I had camp. I went to San Antonio. It's actually better not to get drafted if you're going to get drafted in the second round. Then you can kind of pick and choose maybe a little bit where you're going to go, where you might be able to fit in, where there's not a guaranteed contract to play. So
how many years did you play in the NBA?
1 year.
Where'd you play?
San Antonio. Yeah, for Larry Brown.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, for Larry Brown.
I forgot about that. So I keep holding my microphone up, and they tell me the cord keeps coming undone. Anyway, all right. So let's talk ECU basketball. Another winning season for the Pirates this year. You guys, you had the big year last year where you won the CIT tournament, but another good year. But you just didn't. You never got on that run, and you had some bad luck down the stretch.
We had some injuries and some defections that really hurt us. We had you lose 2 starters coming back from that team, and Sampson, who decides to transfer and go to Georgia Tech. Ty Armstrong, who I thought was going to be the best big guy in the league, decides not to finish up and finish school and doesn't want to play. So then we lose Marshall Gilmette, who we think is going to be a terrific player, to an injury. Aaron Strawn, we thought was going to be back, was a 2-year starter for us. Back from injury. He's not there. So you're looking at, and all those guys, seniors. 2 of them, 5th-year seniors, and now you're playing young guys. We're playing very small, but our guys really battled hard, and you got to overcome those type of things. And
it's that though, you made the postseason.
We did, and the kids, I don't know how they did it. We played Paris Roberts Campbell at the power forward, who's 6'2". He started for me at the 2 guard, so I don't recommend that to anybody. But those kids are great, and I think the one thing when you talk about, we've kind of started to develop a winning culture. So that's really helpful when you win, even though you've had to handle different things. You got guys out of position, guys that you didn't think maybe were going to play as much, now are thrust into new roles. And but that culture that we started probably the year before was really helpful for us to have a winning season.
I think what you've done with the program at East Carolina is phenomenal. You said it just a minute ago. The East Carolina has never had the expectation of winning. We've never had a winning culture in basketball. We have in most other sports, but in basketball we haven't. And there's always been a belief that East Carolina could win in basketball if we got the right coach in place, and I think that certainly has happened now. And basketball is one of those sports that you can get bad really fast, but you can also get good really fast.
Well, you can, and it's not an easy job by any stretch of the imagination. When you don't have tradition and you don't have a history of winning, it's very difficult to go out and sell your program. But we've been able to get some guys, I think, through the transfer market that have made us a little bit different team. We've had guys that gotten better, and I've always believed that we're in the state of North Carolina, that we have an educated basketball state, an educated basketball fan base. If we could put a product out there that'll play hard and play the right way, that people would come, and they have. And so we got a big jump coming up, two-step jump in our program going to the American. So we'll have to recruit a better athlete, a better player, and hopefully over the course of time too, we can keep guys here for 4 years. That's key. In our game now, we have over 500 in Division I in basketball transfers this year, and it's still growing. Mm-hmm. So it's become an issue for us. That's over almost two players a team in all of Division I, 360 Division I teams. So that's kind of our culture now, and I attribute that really to the AAU stuff. They're changing AAU teams. They're changing high schools. They get to college. They change there. So. We got to fight through that and keep kids.
It's becoming a big deal.
It is a huge deal.
Coach Jeff Lebo from ECU here, our basketball coach with us. Trent McGee's got a question for you.
Coach, you were talking about the players that are coming in this season. that are new additions in the transfer world. Nagazy, I believe if I pronounced that right, Wisnett, Keith Morris. What do those guys bring to the program?
Well, I think that they're going to bring an excitement and a level of toughness. They're experienced guys. You talk about Terry Wisnett. He's a guy who started at Florida State, who can really score the ball. It'll take, when you sit a year, though, it takes time for those guys to get back into the rhythm of things. But I think with the loss of Akeem Richmond, he's a guy that can come in and can shoot it. He can score. He can put the ball on the floor. He's very athletic. He can run in transition. Nagazy is going to give us maybe a relentless rebounder. A guy can run the floor, physical presence. He's really worked on his skills. I really like him as a kid. He's a leader. And we just got done with our workouts this morning. We were out in the sand pit and with our guys. It's from 7 to 8:30, and he's Michelle Nagazy has really been a guy that stepped up and commanded some leadership with his team. I'm really excited about.
Jeff Lebo here in the Krispy Kreme with us. Did you get a donut, by the way?
I did, and I heard it's
National
Donut Day. I'm going to stay away from it if you do.
I've already had one.
And I've seen you've really been struggling, Henry, in your golf game. Have you talked about that
now the truth is out.
Talked about that a little bit?
The truth is out.
I saw you play 2 years ago.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I saw you play 2 years ago. And you were really, really good.
I had one bad day, Coach.
And I played with you here recently, and it was not good. What do you attribute that to? Is there something in your life that's changed?
The only thing that I can think of that was different that day is I was playing with you.
Well, and my dad. Yeah. And we're pretty good at bringing other people down to our level. Yeah. And we did a good job that day.
I played terrible today. I had lots of problems that day. I'm not going to make excuses until later. Hey, you talked about the move to the American Conference. Years ago, I remember when East Carolina moved into Conference USA, the old Midwest Conference had just broken up, and some of the best teams in the country were in there. It kind of feels like that again. But, I mean, you've got the national champion in the conference. You've got Cincinnati, which has done as good as any top 10 program in the last 20 years. There's some real basketball powerhouses in this new athletic league.
Well, there is.
American League.
The 4 teams last year in the conference went to the NCAA tournament. A 5th in SMU probably should have been in. They go to the finals of the NIT. So you got national programs. As you said, Connecticut has won, I think, 3 national championships here in the last, 8 years. Duke and Carolina haven't done that. You've got Cincinnati, who's a national basketball power. You've got Memphis, who's a national basketball power. You've got SMU that's made an unbelievable commitment, $60 million to renovate their arena, $25 million practice facility. So they've elevated their program. And you got other programs that got tradition in basketball. Temple has got great tradition in history in basketball. Houston went to they've got the tradition and history in basketball. So, we're making quite a jump, and it's going to be exciting for our kids, exciting for our fans, and to have those type of teams come into Minges, you have a chance. I think the one thing trying to schedule here has been difficult. We've gotten a little bit better. Nobody wants to come here to play, so now those type of teams have to come and play, so it's going to be exciting, but we'll have to. It's going to take time to make that transition, and it's exciting. We're kind of making like the 3rd league here in 3 years. We had a different league last year, even though we didn't change the name of the league. The makeup of the league changed dramatically last year. The travel and who we were playing and where we were playing. Now we're going to do that again here. So it's exciting, and we'll find out. We know we're going to play right now. We know we're going to play just Tulane once and SMU once. Everybody else in the league in basketball will play home and away. So
it's confirmed that UConn and Cincinnati will be here.
They're coming
year.
here. UConn, Memphis, Cincinnati.
Yeah, Memphis,
and I'm going to let you coach those games. How about that?
It's be big time games.
I hope you coach better than you play golf.
You too, by the way. I will say this, you could all of a sudden see a run on basketball tickets. We've got a small arena.
We do, and I think you're going to see some packed houses.
You might start seeing some people show up to some women's games too.
Oh man, Heather's got that. To play UConn in here. I mean, it's exciting, and it's exciting for our fans. I think to get to see those type of teams here. We've been working hard to try to get a non-conference team to come in. years ago, I think NC State came in.
They're not coming back.
They're not coming back. They got beat. I've been working on Carolina. They're not coming. Carolina and Duke's not coming. So Wake's not coming. So
Something tells me after the game you played against Roy up there a year before last in December, he ain't ever coming down.
Oh well, we're at those games are really good for us. I mean, they're games that are close, and our kids like to play in them. Our fans get a chance to go to watch us play in those areas, and we got some great exposure. Both the Duke game and the Carolina game are on ESPN, and we don't get a chance to get on TV nationally like that very often. So we played well in those games, so it really was a good show for our program. And that's the other big thing about the American is the exposure that our programs are going to get. And I think a lot of people know about East Carolina regionally, but not nationally. And now we're going to be able to expose the university or our programs in Greenville and show the nation what we're about here, which is exciting.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. We've got 5 ESPN or ABC games in football this year. Is the same thing going to happen in basketball? Will we become a regular on ESPN?
We're going to be on ESPN or one of the family of networks. I think last year they had 109 American Conference games that were on ESPN family. So you got ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN News, ESPNU,
Deportes.
So you've got all those, and it's amazing.
ESPN the Ocho.
Yes, right.
They're all over the place.
Well, we were just down in the meetings in Miami, the American meetings, and they came in to talk to us, and the amount of eyeballs when you can get on ESPN is just amazing. The difference between even just the regular ESPN and the difference between ESPN2 or news and how that's different from even some of the other networks. So it's really amazing, and I think it's going to be really helpful to all our programs if we can get on those ESPN nationally.
Coach, I wanted to ask you what you know about the future plans of Akeem Richmond going down now as arguably, well, no, not arguably, the best three-point shooter to ever come through ECU. What are his plans now beyond ECU, and what's he up to right now?
Well, he's graduated, and that's great. And he walked, and he got his degree. We talk all the time about.
Once again, my
just another
skills,
a turnover.
I just turned coffee.
But Akeem is going to get a chance to play. I think he'll get a chance to play. I don't know about in the NBA, but he'll get a chance to play overseas. He does something that's really unique, and that's just flat out score the ball, shoot the basketball from deep, so he's just waiting. It's a hard process now for guys during this period. And I remember as a player waiting because you don't know what's going to happen, where you're going to go, if you're going to go, whether it's the NBA, whether it's a training camp, whether it's going to play overseas, and a lot of that stuff will happen here in August. So it's an uncomfortable period of time for him, but he'll have something. Got an agent. He'll start that process, getting ready, and hopefully he'll get picked up and have a chance to play for 10, 12 years.
I feel like he's going to be one of the best pure shooters you've ever been around.
Well, he can. He could shoot it, and the range that he could shoot it.
Yeah.
He really didn't have, like you would say, pure form. And the way he shot it, he could move out to places where sometimes he shot it, and I know the fans were going, whoa, he shot one from there.
Saying, move in.
I said that all the time. I said, I can't believe he just shot one from 35 feet there with somebody guarding him.
Yeah.
But he can make those shots. So I was, a coach that, that's what he did. And I had to allow him to do what he did.
I saw your body language a few times.
Oh, well, he could put him up there. He could put him up. I was trying to get him to maybe to guard and rebound and maybe make a pass every once in a while would be helpful too. But, he got better at that stuff, and that's what we needed him to do. The year before that, he didn't play a lot for us.
Right, yeah.
And he really didn't play a lot, and he made that big shot coming against Weber State. But, coming into that game, I don't think he had scored that whole game. And it played like 10 or 12 minutes. But at the end of the game, when you need a bucket, you want him on the floor.
Sure.
Because he wasn't afraid to take the big one either.
Yeah. Jeff Lebo here at Krispy Kreme with us. Let me switch gears a little bit. You just mentioned you were down at the conference meetings last week down in Florida with the American Athletic Conference. The landscape of college sports is changing because of it seems like the Southeastern Conference and the Big Ten is getting a little greedy. It looks to me like they're moving into territory now where they are trying to control everything. Mike Slive, who was the conference commissioner of Conference USA, we knew him. He seems to have forgotten his old brethren in Conference USA. What's getting ready to happen? Or is it the Super Conference, the 60-team Super Conference we keep hearing about? Is that getting ready to happen? And where do you see all this going? I mean, I was actually talking to the chancellor the other day about this, and, I think at some point this is going to end up in an antitrust suit, or Congress is going to have to step in.
Well, you may. I don't know where it's going to go, Henry. It's scary to think about it. I've read, just like you've read, kind of what's coming down the pipe and what people are thinking. And, the SEC and the Big Ten are they're already different. They're already getting the majority of the money. They're already getting the big piece of the pie. They're already different. I mean, it's what's the difference between? We got some of the same rules as they do, but when they're getting 25 million, 30 million, whatever they're getting just from their split, and that's more than our whole budget here.
Yeah.
It's amazing the differences, and it's always been that way.
And they're trying to control everything.
And they want to control it, and I think a lot of that's driven from the football side of it. But it'll be interesting. I think they're trying to play a little hardball. I read where Slive talked about, the Division IV. And what that could mean, and that's a scary thought for people. Like we're right on the fringe here,
right? Yeah,
and we're probably the next league
right.
to probably get in or be on the out.
Right.
So
right.
it's the one thing I've learned over the years. It's the only thing permanent in the world is change. And it's changing. Conferences are changing now. This power stuff is. They're talking about the power conferences running everything, and it's kind of a scary thought. And
where are you on this? They want to pay athletes this $5,000 a year stipend. Where are you on paying athletes?
I don't really think that we should. I mean, I think we should give them a little bit, but I don't know what the number is, and I don't know how smaller Division I programs that have the ability to pay, where they're going to come up with that kind of money. It's going to come out in recruiting. Then, well, if I'm going to recruit you, or are you going to give me the $5,000 or not? Because if you're not, that may give you the advantage to another team. So
right,
I don't know where it goes.
Slope.
It is, and the kids don't have any kind of any spending money to go out and do anything. Before I was in college, they had a little bit of the laundry money, and they had a little bit of money that they were given, but now nothing. But I just think that I don't know where it stops. I don't know. Some people are going to be able to do it. Some people aren't. It's just going to make the divide even more. So maybe it's $400 or $500. I don't know if 5,000 is the number. I don't know how we could do it. I don't know if they could do it for every sport.
I mean, that's
where the money
where
the money comes
with
from.
Title IX. Everybody's going to get it.
I know. So it's a hard thing to think about.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it sure is. And now, they're talking about the food now. They've kind of changed what we can do for the athletes with food. Now they've kind of let it up to the schools to say how many meals that you can provide your players. And, that's another area where it becomes a monetary thing, but you want to take care of your guys. Well, maybe some schools can afford to give you 5 meals a day and some can only give you 3.
Yeah.
So it's what price is it going to be to take care of your guys and feed them as much as some of the other places are going to.
Right. Jeff Lebo.
Coach, I had one more for you.
Yeah, very quickly.
In regard to the AAC, you said you were at the meetings earlier, or not long ago. I know the ECU has not played Temple, one of the only teams in the league the ECU, I believe, has not faced ever. But what about the coaches in the league? A past relationship for you with any of those guys?
Oh, yeah, I know most of them. Obviously Larry Brown I played for. Fran Dunphy at Temple I've known for a long time. Some of those guys that were in our league before, Donnie Jones at Central Florida, Josh Passner at Memphis. So we've got some new coaches that are coming into the league. We've got Frank Haith. I've known Frank for a long time, who's now at Tulsa. Left the SEC to go to Tulsa there. So, we've got a lot of good basketball coaches in the league. Mick Cronin I've known for a long time. So, it's a well
That's a good crop
league.
Of guys.
It's going to be an experienced coached league. So you're going to have to bring it every night, no doubt about it.
No doubt.
Well, we're glad you're at East Carolina University. It's good to see you again.
Thank you, Henry.
You
Appreciate
look better in purple than that blue anyway, I can tell you that.
Thank you.
Jeff Lebo.